Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing an unboxing and a deck walkthrough. So let me turn this music down a bit because this won't be my typical, like the rest of the videos that I've done where I just try to create a nice little peaceful walkthrough, flip through I should say. This one I'm really gonna look at. So anyway, hold on. This is the Starcodes Astrological by Heather Rowan Robbins. Hay House deck. I believe this is my first Hay House deck. I ordered this on pre-order because turns out a little bit more. I got this on pre-order and it just arrived today. And I got it because I had been interested in getting a whole bunch of well, no, not a whole bunch. That was not my intention. Ooh, these scissors look crazy. Excuse me. My daughter uses, I don't even know. This could be slime. She cuts up everything with my supplies. Using my scissors, my pencils, all that stuff. But anyway, back on the topic. So I wanted to get some astrological decks, or at least I had seen one, and it had piqued my interest to get some. So I got a few that looked good to me, and I thought I was done getting astrological decks, but then I saw this one. It was so pretty. Let me actually get the other decks, show them real quick. Let's see, I have this one and dang, girl, you got a whole bunch. That's okay, I'm living in my abundance. Alright, and I have one more, I think that's it. Sorry guys, I should have pulled these out ahead of time, but I didn't think I was going to show them. But now I feel like showing them. See, this is why I wish I could go live on my phone, because sometimes you just want to be spontaneous, especially when you're doing like a deck walkthrough. So anyway, these are the decks that I have, my astrological decks, and I could definitely do a flip through of these and add them to my channel. But I have the Amio deck, which I got off Etsy, the Black Moon Oracle, which yeah, it's sort of an astrological deck because it's the moon. I actually recently got the Black Moon astrology cards, and I was not going to get these cards because I wasn't impressed with the images on the cards. I thought, you know, I already got, what is it, 3, no, I have another one, 4 like astrology decks that go through the signs and the planets and all that other stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. No, I have 5. So I don't need another one. But then I saw someone do a flip through of this in the book. It's the book for me, y'all. It's the book. So I had to get it. The book is good. Okay, I got the Arcana astrology, the Karma cards, which is so interesting. I haven't started working with these yet, but I'm excited to do so. The Oracle of the Radiant Sun, This one I wasn't going to get either. Excuse me, because the one that I wanted was the Heavenly Bodies, because I felt like the writing in the book was better than this. This is so basic, but the artwork on this is really nice. I have one more. And I have these. And this deck is probably the one that I am most disappointed in. Like, I don't know. They're like little, so basic. I don't know. Anyway, so those are my astrology decks. So as you see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I kind of went ham. I didn't need another one, but then I saw these and I was like, oh my God, they're so pretty. Yeah, they're so beautiful. And even if the book isn't good, I could use the other books. Let me see if I can focus this. Why won't it focus though? I'm just saying. Hello. Seriously, I don't understand this not focusing thing. Let me try zooming out a bit. Oh, that's zooming. Oh, okay. Zoom in. Yeah, so there we go. There's the back. Tap into the powerful energy of ancient astrological archetypes and the influential relationships between the celestial bodies as they move through the sky and through your life with the Starcodes Astro Oracle. This boldly illustrated 56-card deck delivers messages from the universe and deepens the reader's knowledge of astrological terminology with each draw. Learn the challenges and gifts of each card and choose an action. Blah, blah, blah. You can read the rest. Last sentence. So that's so interesting that they are marketing this as a study deck, basically. But I read cards, so it doesn't even matter to me, to be honest. I can read these as well. I can use it as a study deck, or I can use it for divination. So anyway, let's get to it. So here's the guidebook. Let's check this out. Gotta dump it. Oh, it's pretty. Okay. What do we have in here? Oh, see, and you know what? I remember seeing these, and I don't have information about this in any of my other decks. Oh, look, and they even have solar activity. Some asteroids, which I do have those in my other decks. Transits. Okay, so it's pretty good. Some of its stuff is, that's easily found even if you're not, fully into astrology. Oh, shoot. I like that. Okay, so it actually, you can use it for advice. It's not just telling you, oh, Neptune, this is what this planet is about, and blah, blah, blah. You take it from there. It's actually giving you something to work with when you pull a card. I love that. That's awesome. Okay. I don't... First of all, forgive my nails because I'm a grown child. And I tried to paint them and not remove the nail polish. I don't know, y'all. I'm a human being. Well, here's the backs. And those are really pretty. Oh, wow. I like these. These are so pretty. Let me flip through. This is... The art so far... Oh, shoot. Don't burn it. The art is so far so expressive. What is this? And I like the fact that these cards have different words. It looks like act, cultivate. Because normally astrology cards have maybe like keywords or I am statements, or I statements, I should say. Oh, that's so pretty. But this actually gives you something to do. These are like really good advice cards. And so how would I use these? I would use these, first of all, like I said, I read cards. So if I ask a question like what's coming up for me today, and say I pull the card Cancer, then I'm going to read this card. Like it doesn't matter. Like, one of the things about developing your intuition and developing your communication with the universe is that you look for signs and symbols, and you and the universe, or your spirits, I call it my spirits, you cultivate your own language between you. So if I say what's coming up for me today and I pull this card, then, you know, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at the colors. I'm going to look at the word. I'm going to look at the book. I'm going to write down what impressions. It's not like I might do a whole journaling exercise. Or I might just write this word down. I might just write, because sometimes it works like that for me. I might just write the word down and then just let it be. And later on, you know, like for instance, today, I pulled from my Affirmators Love and Relationship card about what was coming up today. So you're saying, okay, well, normally you should use that for maybe like a relationship reading or something like that. But no, I read cards, honey. So the word that I got was engagement. And I'm like, okay, all right, universe, spirits, I'll keep an eye out for that, because that's literally what I asked them for. Like, what should I keep an eye out for? And wouldn't you know it, I got my first comment on my YouTube channel today. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, engagement. Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Let me go and respond. Let me not let this, go by. Missed opportunity there to interact with people on YouTube. So yeah, that's how it works for me. But what else would I use it? I will also use it because recently I have begun working with my new moon and my full moon transits, okay? And I don't try to uncover all of the information and secrets with every transit, with everything that's going on with the chart. But what I've been doing is I will cast the chart, say on the new moon or the day before, and every day I will pick one transit. And if you don't know what a transit is, everybody knows about when the sun moves into Pisces, picking up the Pisces card, or when it moves into Libra, you say it has transitioned into a sign of Libra, or it transitioned into the sign of Pisces or whatever. So you can think about that for every single planet. And then also you can think about how the planets interact with each other, and that's where the aspects come in, the squares and the trines and whatever. And then you also can think about the houses, like, okay, this Libra sun is visiting my 8th house. Like, I like to imagine a sun literally visiting, a house, and the 8th house is like the house of, okay, you know what, I'm going too far into it. But you get my point. So I'll pick a transit and I'll shuffle this up and I'll say, how can I best work with, let's say my transit is Mercury trine Sun. That's what was in my new moon chart. So I will look, I will shuffle the cards and ask, how can I best take advantage of this transit, or how could I work with this transit? And then I will, pull the card and get the information. And what I do is, like before, I will write down, like, say the card I pull is source. I'll write down my impressions that I get from this. I'll read the book and I'll look up what the transit means online, and I just gather all this information, this whole picture, and it really is a deep practice. And I'm explaining it out like this because I think that everyone can benefit from it, but it's a really deep practice on how you could get yourself moving, what you should be focusing on, and you know, not necessarily like in a way that I need to be doing this and not that, but this is the direction and this is the way I need to move throughout the month to to generate more ease in my life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to go against the cosmic waves or flow or currents, working with the transits in that way helps you to move with the flow. Because if you have a square, like say you have a square that's saying that it's going to be hard for you to communicate, then it's probably really not the best time for you to have like serious conversations with like your spouse, or I don't know, it might not be the best time for you if you're like a public speaker to schedule a speech. Ooh, this one is so pretty. Wow, that is beautiful, you guys. I'm running my mouth. I hope that I'm not, well, you can mute me. That is so pretty. So anyway, I would do that. And then another way I could do it is, so what did I say? The transits and the card. And so another way I could do it is I could separate out the piles, right? And I could like separate it out into, let's see, and pull a card from each pile. And I could say, how can I best work with the transit? And if I pull these, Mars and Libra, put it this way, Mars and Libra, I could interpret this as, how would I interpret this? Let's make it simple. I would just say that the best way I could work with the transit is to everything that I do seek balance. And to me, that's, messages like that are kind of vague. Obviously, it would be more succinct, but I'm just on the fly. And then, what's so funny? Like, once you actually, let me back up. I don't normally look for the meaning of the transit until after I do the card pull. So what is interesting is that after you study your card that you pull, then you go up and look at the meaning of the transit. You're like, oh wow, that actually makes sense. And that's how you know that you're on the right track, if you're just starting out with using cards to communicate with the universe. So for instance, like today, I was looking at the transit of the sun in Libra, which is obviously what we're in. And such a simple one. Everybody understands that. But yeah, so I pulled cards from my love and relationship deck. That's what I'm working with right now. And the card that I got was teamwork. And so I go and I look and I see what qualities the sun and Libra brings. And I'm like, oh, this makes perfect sense. Duh. Because Libra is all about balance and cooperation and compromise and working together, finding balance. So yeah, that's how I do that. I really love the illustrations on these cards, like for real. These are beautiful. Another way that you could use Astro cards is by, if you want to start deeply studying yourself and you want to work on your natal chart to try to understand it, you can use, instead of just scouring the internet for hours and getting sucked down a whole research hole, you can use cards to understand you know, what makes you you. And it really is interpreting an astrology chart is just as much of an art as reading cards is. So, for instance, I'll give you another for instance. I hope you forgive me. So, for instance, say you want to start working on your astrology chart and your Aries. So you wouldn't just you could just pick the Aries card if you're using this deck to study your chart and read what it says. But really what you want to do is, like, say you're Aries in the first house, Aries, let's do Aries moon in the first house. So that's how you would do it. And I don't think I did the moon card yet. Let's switch. You are a Jupiter in Aries. And did we go through the houses yet, you guys? Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. I apologize. And 6th house. But I just felt called to go through this, so I'm just going to go through this. Somebody's going to get something from it. So you would just put down your planet first and your sign first, and then the house that these things are located in on your chart. And the first thing you could do is just look at the words that are given to you and see what you can get from that. And you don't interpret them separate. Oh gosh. You don't interpret them separately. You interpret them together. You blend them together. So maybe I would say a Jupiter, Aries in 6th house. You find your sustainability by acting abundantly, by always choosing to act. That's how you sustain, even though 6th house is actually the house of work. So I would actually say you find joy in your daily work, where you can act, like where you could be in motion, where you can initiate, where you can act abundantly. Yeah, because that's a part of your core personality. You're the type of person that likes to be busy. So that's how I would interpret that. I probably shouldn't be giving these vague readings like this, but hopefully I'm much better at it, I promise. But hopefully somebody out there got an idea. An idea was sparked by what I just said. So let's continue. How about that? It's 23 minutes in. So North Node. That's really pretty. I've actually been working with my North Node, which is Cancer, 4th house Cancer. So I've been trying to tap into that energy of being homey and cozy and nurturing, and instead of trying to always achieve and be the best and do the best and check off lists. And so far, it feels right. That's so nice. Look at that. I really love these illustrations, like for real. These are so good. Invitation. I wonder what this card says. And then you even get some stuff that you normally don't hear about. Like, just say you are a astrological, like you know more than the average person, but not in depth. Maybe this is something that you never really, well, maybe you've seen it on a chart, but you don't really know exactly what it is, because there's so much on a chart to dive into. But it's cool that they included that in the deck. 1st house. I'm not exactly sure how this correlates, but it's very pretty. Ooh, now this is good. The money, resources. Oh, I love this. I'm on like an artist creative journey right now. I don't have any planets in my 5th house though, so it's not super easy for me to express myself that way. But I'm also Pisces, so like, duh, I'm supposed to express myself that way. Ooh, this is good. Ooh, this is really good. The 8th house is literally a mystery. And it has been a mystery to me for a while. And I almost understand it. It's like death, but then also taxes and inheritance and other people's money. Like, where are we going with this, you know? Where is it? Your secret power? Like, it's so many different things attributed to the 8th house. So I guess maybe mystery is a good description. These are really cool, y'all. I love these so far. At least I mean, the cards feel nice. At least I love how the illustration looks, and we'll see how the book reads. So far from the little quick flip, it looked good. Community. This is actually playing a very big theme in my life right now, or playing a theme that is playing a really big role in my life right now. And also the 12th house is another house that kind of eludes me, the understanding of it. Oop, that card got out of it. Oh, it's okay. Conjunction. Moving together. We got the sextile on the trine, which is considered to be, the trine is like your blessings, areas where there's flow and ease. And something that I actually was thinking about the trine, because I have a lot of trines in my chart, and I'm like, my life is not really that easy. But maybe just to me, because it is easy, that whenever I come across a small little bump in the road, is just overly dramatic. Whereas somebody who has a lot of squares in their charts and has to kind of fight their way through life, they would look at me like, girl, stop being so dramatic. Like, I was talking to my cousin who used to live in New York. And I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this. But she used to live in New York, and she now lives where we are. And she was complaining about, you know, how there's nothing to do around here. I mean, I live in another major city, but there's nothing to do around here. And it was so easy. In New York, you just always ran into something. And I looked at her and I was just like, well, have you even tried to find something to do around here? Because to me, I've been here. There's tons of stuff, you know? But she was like, no, I never actually tried. And to me, that is perfect trine energy, when you don't feel the flow of the blessings. It's just like, you know, they call, oh, that's right, they do talk about that in a lot of descriptions. They call it laziness, but really it's just like, you don't think to try, because everything in that area of your life comes so naturally and so easy. So whenever you do hit a bump in the road, you don't even think to try. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that. So let's pick a card. They bent a little, but it's okay. I'm not taking that. See, sometimes I don't know if it's, you know what, I think I mentioned this before. I never take fly out cards, because I just always wonder. Let me zoom out a bit. Oh shoot, you can see all my stuff. let me zoom in. I have nail polish to the side. Anywho, I might go on ahead and cut that out, but I don't normally take flyer cards, jumper cards, because sometimes I just think, you know, I was being a messy shuffler. And it will always bother, if I took jumper cards, it would always bother me, you know, like, ooh, was I supposed to take that one? Or not? Or was that a mistake? So I just don't, as a rule. So anyway, let's get a card so we can sample this book. I'm excited to see. And we have, ooh, the exact one I was talking about earlier. If you didn't mute me, the Emum Coli, either the Emum Coli or the Emum Coeli. I'd like to know how that is pronounced. Does anybody know? Okay, so this is, oh, this, does it give you, yeah, it gives you an action. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna read it. If you don't want me to read it, you can mute me and read it yourself. I'll hold it so you can see it. Okay. Emum Coeli root. Imagine your spine extends down into the earth like a taproot, the strong central root under a tree, through the earth to a point on the sun's path below. Latin for bottom of the sky, the Emum Coeli, or IC, points to the memories and experiences that feed your first roots, your early home life, your family's traditions, and your biological and emotional heritage. Action. Look to the roots. Think about what makes you feel at home and secure, what creates sanctuary for you. Investigate the foundation and become conscious of the traditions and assumptions that underlie this situation. Lean into habits that help you feel secure and grounded. Wasn't I just talking about this with the North Node in Cancer? If you enjoyed your childhood, family traditions can help you feel safe and strong in a storm. If you grew up in chaos, you may crave the opposite, and so create your own quiet sanctuary. If you grew up around arguments, arguing with people at home may seem normal to you, but that may not be the case for your housemates, so you may need to learn to present your points in a more transformative, less combative way. The IC also speaks of deeper roots, the spiritual, religious, or philosophical underpinnings of your early life. Just as a fish doesn't notice the water it swims in, it can be hard to see the spiritual assumptions you swam within as a child. Wow. Okay. These philosophical underpinnings could give you a deep connection to spirit or leave you feeling restricted or judged. Wow. Whether they imbued you with unconscious habits or were that from which you rebelled. Until you examine those deep roots, they will define your foundational paradigm. Oh my God. Okay, I got something to say after this. Unconscious patterns from your personal history, the challenge. Unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavation. Damn. And the gift is build roots of your own. Feel your spine extend like a deep taproot of a tree into the ground. Feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you and holding you strong through any storm. Wow. Okay, let me tell you guys something. My question for today was literally, how can I feel safe? And like I said before, I've really been trying to tap into my North Node energy. And for me, my North Node points to home, to family, to building my own family, nurturing and comfort, and clearly this card was meant for me to see and read, because everything here is like helping me along in that. I was literally just thinking about how it's possible for a person to grow up with all of their needs met, you know, their physical needs, but then they don't have any of their emotional, psychological needs met, and they have no idea that something was wrong until they're older in life and start getting clues that, okay, maybe there was a problem. And how that paradigm shift, you know, how you go through that paradigm shift. Like if there's obvious abuse and mistreatment or violence or chaos in a family, that's one thing. But sometimes some people have a family where, you know, the mental health isn't quite so right, or, you know, the emotional intelligence is kind of low. So you go through life not realizing that you're being mistreated because it's on an emotional and physical level. So anyway, and if you can't tell, that's me. I'm talking about me. The you is me. So that's so interesting. And just like pulling this card, and it's telling me literally what I can do to, you know, go deeper into this North Node journey that I'm on. That's really wonderful. See, this is how my spirits and I communicate with each other. You know, they send me messages, and I acknowledge how grateful I am to receive them, and how lucky and how blessed I am to be getting these clues from the universe, this help, this assistance. I don't have to go through life confused anymore. So anyway, let me get off my tangent. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. I really hope that you got something from it. Maybe something I said sparked something creatively in you. I don't know. That's why I talk. But yeah, these cards are awesome. The book is awesome. Get it. That's all I can say. I love these. Like, this might be my new favorite astrological deck. I really was not expecting the book to be that good. I just got it for the pictures. I'm so happy. But anyway, thank you for tuning in and watching. If you like this video, please like. If you'd like to see more, subscribe, because I do actually have a couple more unboxings to do. I have something called the Business Class Tarot, which I'm really excited to do a walkthrough about. And then I also have something called, oops, I forgot the name of it. But basically it's a deck where you could use to actually get, instead of say like you pull a Page of Wands or a Queen of Cups, and you try to figure out who in your life is doing what with just those things, it gives you more specific descriptors. And I'm like, my nosy self is like, ooh, yeah, I need to add those. It gives you descriptions like there's a Chinese zodiac sign, the color of the hair, the temperament. Like, it gives you a lot to go off of. So I'm excited about those. Then I also have a couple of decks that if you watch these kinds of videos, you're probably already familiar with. But so I don't think I'll necessarily do a flip through of those, because there's already flip throughs all over the internet. But maybe I'll give my first impressions. Like, I got the Goddess Tarot, and I think it's gonna be one of the top for me. And I got one called the Moon Witch Oracle as well. And those are all sitting up in a box on the shelf, waiting for me to start getting to know them. So anyway, like I said before, thank you for tuning in. I'm so happy that you watched, and have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever. Bye.